Hi, welcome to another episode of replacing all software that I use with open source software. I'm still looking for an Obsidian alternative, but as many of you know, Obsidian is hard to beat. Not only because of its simplicity, but also the wide range of plugins make it extremely configurable for different workflows and note-taking styles. Today, I want to test Neorg, a Neovim plugin. As a quick warning, this might not be the perfect Obsidian replacement for you if you don't already use Neovim. If you are not comfortable living inside a terminal or editing text in Neovim, this might feel a bit much at first. But if you already like Neovim, or if you are curious about having your notes directly inside your editor, then I think this is a pretty interesting way to try it. First of all, what is Neorg? Simply put, it is a Neovim plugin for notes, or as they describe it, Neorg is an all-encompassing tool around structured note-taking, project task management, time tracking, slideshows, writing documents, and a lot more. There is a nice tutorial on their GitHub if you want to properly learn it all, but I want to do it a little differently. I want to just install it, keep the setup very minimal to start off, and then slowly build it up whenever I notice that I actually need something. Because that is usually how I configure my tools anyway. I do not want to copy a huge config from someone else and then have no idea what half of it does. I would rather start small, use it for a few minutes, and get annoyed by something and then fix exactly that one thing. So let's start. I use NixOS, as you might know, and NVF for Neovim. So my setup looks a little bit different from normal Lua configs, but the idea is basically the same. To make it easier to read and maintain, I created a separate file just for Neorg. Right now, the config is very small on purpose. I'm not trying to make the perfect Neorg setup before I even use it. I want to start with the smallest useful version, then use it for a few minutes and only add things when I notice that something is missing. So the current setup does a few small things. First, it creates my notes folder if it does not exist. In Obsidian, you usually have a vault, which is basically just a folder where all of your notes live. Neorg has a similar idea, but it calls them workspaces. But for now I have only one workspace called Notes, and that points to my normal Notes folder. I could make multiple workspaces later, for example work, Japanese, private or whatever, but I don't really want that right now. I prefer having one main place for everything and then organizing it with folders inside of it. Secondly, I enabled the default Neorg modules. This is basically the recommended starting point. I do not want to manually configure every small Neorg feature before I understand what to actually use. Third, I enabled something called the concealer. Wait, where is the concealer? Oh, I'm blind. The concealer sounds more complicated than it actually is. It basically means that Neorg can hide some of the plain text syntax while I write it. So instead of seeing every little formatting symbol all the time, the notes can look a little cleaner. It's like when Markdown makes a title out of hashtags. But it's not the same as the Obsidian's reading mode. It is still plain text, and you can still see what you're editing in a file. But it makes the writing a little less noisy, which is nice. Then obviously I also enable tree-sitter for Neorg, so the editor understands the files a bit better. So when I open a note, the lines wrap nicely, long lines break at a nicer place, and spell checking is on. That is not really a Neorg feature, but for notes it matters. If the writing view feels bad, I will not use it. But since I wanted to keep this lean, I wanted to keep the key maps in a different specific Neorg key maps file. So let's take a look. Tree sitter somewhere, if I can open it. Key maps. Alright. So we have leader NN. This just creates a new node. Then we have leader NI. This opens the index. This is basically the main file, like the home file in Obsidian that you can add with a plugin. Then I just wanted to test it out. I added the concealer method, so an R kind of toggles the concealer so I can see the differences between it. And lastly, I added NF. This basically does the same that FF does, so when you have a telescope installed, you can do FF, you can go find your files. And leader NF looks pretty similar. Well, I just wait. Oh no, it's not similar. So leader NF just searches specifically in the nodes, and there's only one node. And that's it. No giant config file, no huge list of shortcuts and whatever, just enough to open nodes, make nodes and search nodes. But now let's actually use it. Hide tree sitter, go into the index node, we delete this line and we create something. The first thing I want to do is create a small structures. So I want folders for work, YouTube, private and Japanese. So I'm not sure anymore how I create new folders. I think it was with, no, ease rename. Wait, what was it? Press A. I create something new. So I create a file. If I just write work with a slash, it created a folder or a directory or whatever you want to call it, depending on your operating system, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we have one. Oh, I don't want it in work. We have work, private. I want Japanese folder again, as we saw in the last episode. I want to study more Japanese and create flashcards virtually. And lastly, I want one for YouTube, but not inside the Japanese folder. Okay, so we made the folder structure. And there are a few unknowns for me right now. Can I create a new node inside a folder that I'm currently looking at? So I have leader and n. Just making a test. Do I have to add .norg? Probably. Why did it? With A, it does it on the hovered folder. When I do an n, it doesn't do that. That's problematic. Japanese home.norg. Let's make home files for all of them. Let's test the nn again, but this time we do work slash. This is a little annoying. It just removes my tree sitter. And it created it in there. Okay, when I do nn, I just have to know the folder path. That's a little annoying. But the good part is, it added the norg without me writing it. Let's test it if this also does it. No, it didn't. Let's just create it again with leader nn, YouTube home. But I forgot this. Okay, that's problematic. I have to fix that already. Okay, so we made the home files. Wonderful. So how can I easily jump between the nodes and the file tree? I think it's just leader EF where you get back. Okay, so I can increase the sizes of the windows from Neovim itself, but I haven't really figured that out or played around with that so much. So I'm just gonna skip that for now. That's not a node topic, that's a Neovim topic, but that's a topic for another video. Does the search work only inside the nodes? I think it does, yeah. We see the new ones that I added. So if you look for home, we have everything. If you just look for work, we have this one. Wonderful. So I was a little confused how to add new links. So I decided to create something new, leader NL. So now I can directly search inside my files and add a link without much other thinking. So leader NL, go into normal mode, leader NL. We already have YouTube, so let's add something else. Work, again leader NL. We add private, and one last one, Japanese. How do I jump into these now? Can I just enter into them? Yes, I can. How do I get back? Well, it doesn't matter for now. So we created the YouTube home. So if we go over here and create leader and a new node, and we call it Neorg video, it opens it there. I don't like that. Let me fix that first. In Neovim, you can jump back when you get on a link when you press Ctrl O. So if we navigate to YouTube, enter, we are inside the YouTube thing, we go Ctrl O, we're back. If we are inside of YouTube and we add another link for the file that I just created, what's it called? Neorg something. Yeah, this one. So we have a new link in YouTube. If we go into here, Ctrl O, back on YouTube home, Ctrl O, back in here. Okay, seems to work fine. So if we look at the new link, it's just leader NL. It is telescope insert file link and insert a node link, and that's it. Nothing else had to be done. So if we go back to the index files, leader NI, and I want to create a new node. That seems to be a little troubling because the NN feature here doesn't have any suggestions or so on. It feels a little bad to create new nodes. So let's change that. Okay, so I wasn't a fan of creating a new node. So now it just takes into consideration what is the node that we're currently hovering, or if we're inside a node or besides a node when we create a new one. The keybind itself didn't change too much, I believe. We still have the NN, it just uses the new function that we created over there, the Neorg new node here. So let's go into the index. We are currently on index, so if we would go into YouTube and do the NN function, the one that was behaving weirdly before, we see the folder above, and we just do test node, and it's inside of there, and it didn't open here where the tree sitter is. Now let's delete it again. We got this. What happens if I create NN here? Test node. Oh, wonderful. Well, it was partly vibe coded, that's why I'm testing it, but it seems to work just fine. So I kind of got lost in the configuration again, but let's look what we can do. So I kind of got lost in the configuration of this all. So let's just do some normal input. This is a title. This is a smaller title. And this is an even smaller title. As you can see, they're also indented. So if I am writing underneath these titles, I use the same indentation. This here. And if we go here, the indentation is different. See, this here. And if we go once more in the smallest title that we have, this is all the way in here, which is nice. I'm wondering if I go all the way back here and do 4. Is there a 4th dimension as well? Smallest title. So I believe you can just continue this. There are even more options. So this looks kind of nice. We don't want the indentation anymore, so I'm just doing this. And this is a list item. List item. We can do more of them. We can also do a nested item. I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3. Let's just test it. Nested. All right. Then 1 not nested. If we go 3, it's more nested. Wonderful. Then if you want another type of list, you can also use this curly thing, no idea what it's called in English. And this is number, at least I believe. Yes, it is. So, and if we type directly here, 2, next one, we all know what comes after 1, obviously 2. If you want this indented, again, you just use 2 of these and test. You see now it's A. And as you might guess, if you use the next one, it's B. I couldn't be bothered to write the next ones all by hand, so I just copy paste them in. And as you can see, there is to do, done, pending, urgent, uncertain, on hold, and cancelled. And if we trigger the NR, the toggle render I talked about in the beginning, we can see how it's done. We have the X, the minus, the exclamation, the question mark, the equal sign, and the underscore. And again, toggle NR, and again, leader N toggle render, which is R with me, and it renders them properly. Wonderful. And we also have the classic ones like bold, italic, underline, strike through, inline code, spoiler, superscript, and subscript. Let's do the leader NR. Can't really see the superscript and subscript. Can I activate the spoiler somehow? So I found a proper example of the styling. If we do the toggle, so this is a spoiler. We cannot see it. Do we have to toggle? Oh, it is hidden until I reveal it. So does it just reveal with rendering? Then water H2O. This doesn't really seem a superscript or subscript here. Not sure. Doesn't really matter. I don't use that anyways. But what I actually use often is code. So as you can see here, you just do add code, add JavaScript or whatever you want, and then add end, and it renders you a code box. This code box doesn't seem to have a proper highlighting or formatting. Well, it doesn't have to format a lot here. There's no highlights. Not a big fan. I mean, it works, but it's simple. Yeah, it doesn't change much. And when you have to add code further up, you see the box here. It starts after the S. Right where the add code starts. Doesn't look as good as in Obsidian, of course, but it's still nice to have. Next we have quotes. They're pretty similar to Markdown. Just you can have this as quote or this as nested quote, and when you activate it, they look like this. Wonderful. And finally, we have links. They are the same as you do in every Markdown file. You have curly brackets and then not the round ones, but the edgy ones. Not sure what they're called. Similar with a video, when you have your video ideas or your links, you can do this with the points, or you just use leader L that I created earlier, simple link. And then if you want to jump to a heading, we don't have that heading, not sure what it's called. Let's see. Title. So if we want to jump to title, we press enter and we jump down. When we press Ctrl O, we jump back down. That's nice. As far as I know, this video ideas doesn't exist. Let's just see what happens if we enter here. Where are we? So if we create something here, so we wrote test, and if we save this, can open file for writing message file directory. So no, it's YouTube. Okay. Yeah, that's problematic. So those are all the syntax things that I could think of that I would use at some point. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But of course, there is more that I would like to have. So let's make some to-dos, and I think I'm going to make a part 2 because this already took way too long for one video and I have a lot more things to do. We learned how we do this. It's a little bit annoying to type, to be honest. It feels weird. So first of all, I want to do presentations. I want to be able to create a presentation in not Markdown this time, but in Neorg, and just press present and have a full screen presentation. Pretty simple. Oh no, when I press enter, it doesn't automatically create the next one. It feels bad. Then I want to create flashcards. I want to learn more Japanese, as I said, and I need some flashcards to learn vocabulary. And lastly, I want an easy workflow. And for a workflow, I need templates. I want to be able to create templates, for example, a video idea that I have or for work, and just simply create it. And I think these topics will also need key maps and everything else. And I guess that's it for the first part. So in conclusion, today we saw how I installed Neorg and set it up a little bit and went through the struggle of getting it to work for your type of workflow and just basic setup stuff. Next time will hopefully be a little bit more advanced. And with that, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Have a good day, evening or morning, and goodbye.